From the studios of NBC 12 and ABC 25, this is First Coast News at 6.
More than 40 hours gone.
We do believe right now, though, that the auto theft abduction that he reported, as he reported it, did not happen.
And the report that started the intense search for a First Coast toddler is now believed to be false. The man who made that report now charged with child neglect.
We're still going to work this as a child abduction because, honestly, I don't know what happened to Lonzie.
But the question now, where is Lonzie Barton?
Thank you for joining us. I'm Jessica Clark. This evening, dozens of Jacksonville Sheriff's officers, including dogs and a dive team, are taking part in the search for 21-month-old Lonzie Barton. The little boy was last seen early yesterday morning, and here are the latest developments in the case. A judge has set bail at $100,006 for William Ebron Jr., the boyfriend of Lonzie's mother. Ebron was arrested last night on 2 charges of felony child neglect, and JSO says they believe Ebron is lying to them about the little boy's disappearance. The First Coast News team is covering every angle of the efforts to find Lonzie Barton and bring him home. Tonight's team coverage begins with Shelby Danielson, who's at the command center. Shelby?
Well, Jessica, if anything, these search efforts have only intensified by the hour. Now, I want you to look over my shoulder. You can see there's a makeshift memorial starting for little Lonzie. I'm going to tell you more about that in just a moment. But we're at what's been considered today the command center. We're at Baker Skinner Park, just off of Old Kings Road. Now, they were searching in these woods earlier, and someone who was helping with the search actually found bones. Now, if you heard that report, they have since been confirmed to be animal bones, so they are in no way related to little Lonzie. And about an hour ago, 6 more canine units showed up to this parking lot. They've since dispersed because they're given different assignments. Like we said, there are multiple search areas underway right now. Now, in a press conference today, JSO said William Ebron is the key to finding Lonzie. And like we said, they said that he lied about that stolen vehicle. Detective Hackney says when they were interviewing Ebron, he, quote, went from being remorseful to self-preservation and stopped giving helpful information. Detective Hackney said if Ebron was telling the truth, they would have Lonzie right now. And he went on to say that Ebron admitted to going back into the apartment the other night to do cocaine, something that JSO called, quote, a monster, a monster for something like that to happen. They've been very open about the details of this case from the get-go because they want the public to be informed. They want the public's help. Now, they can't say if Lonzie is alive right now, but they are hopeful, and they are doing whatever it takes to find him.
I'm still going to allow the Amber Alert to stay because if this is an abduction, and I feel like by definition it is, that Ebron is the suspect of that abduction.
Now, Detective Hackney did say that his mother and his biological father have been cooperating throughout all of this, and they did interview Lonzie's 5-year-old sister. Of course, she's very young, so they said her story was going back and forth. But if you want to help, they're asking the public to call Crime Stoppers. Remember, you can remain anonymous. They need tips at this point. They just need any information that can help find another search effort or search area, and that's really what's been helping the search areas today. Now, like I said, there's a makeshift memorial behind me. 2 women in the community who don't even know Lonzie, they don't know his family. They are putting together a vigil tonight at 7:15. You can see they've already started setting up. They said that right now he just needs prayer.
He needs all the prayers that we can give him, and I know how strong this community is. I was born and raised here, and I just encourage everybody to come out and pray for this little boy. He needs everything that we can give him right now.
Now, the Justice Coalition is also going to be here, and if you can make it, they're asking, bring balloons, bring posters, flowers, anything to add to this memorial. Now, it will start at 7:30, but they're asking the public to be here at 7:15. Remember, we are at Baker Skinner Park. We're going to keep you updated. You can follow the hashtag #FindLonzie on Twitter for continual updates. On the South Side, Shelby Danielson, First Coast News, NBC 12, ABC 25.
All right, thank you, Shelby. And as the story changes and evolves, we want to take a moment to make sure you're familiar with all the locations involved in this case. There are several of them. Now, all of the locations are on Jacksonville's South Side. So first, let's talk about the child's home. It's right here. It's in Ravenwood Apartments. It's on Old Kings Road South. That's where he was reportedly last seen. Just a few blocks away on Cespedes Avenue, the car was found. Now, Ebron claimed that the child was in the car when he last saw him. When the car was found, of course, the child was not inside. Just a little bit further north of that is the command center that JSO has set up there, but we want to direct your attention down here to where the dive team is searching. This is the Walmart on Phillips Highway near the Avenues Mall, and the JSO dive team has been out there searching along with other locations. Jacob Long continues our team coverage with much more on that extensive effort.
All right, so here behind me, this property, this is one of the locations involved in this really exhaustive search. So these are ball diamonds that are part of the San Jose Athletic Association, and really we've seen a lot of activity out here all day long. Now keep in mind that it's a really wooded area out beyond the field, so it is kind of difficult to get really good shots of these search and rescue members, but we have seen quite a few crews going in and out of here. Earlier they were on foot in one of the wooded areas. We also saw one of the members of the JSO Canine unit unleash one of their dogs out here for a short time. But this is not a search that is only happening on land. We know from talking to Chief Tom Hackney that they were trying to get an air unit out like they did yesterday. We also know that they're searching some nearby retention ponds and bodies of water, specifically over in the Phillips Highway area closer to the Walmart. Our cameras caught a JSO dive team putting on their gear, getting ready to go search. Unfortunately though, still no sign of this 21-month-old boy. Now, there have been a lot of questions, even emails, phone calls into our newsroom. Why can't the public organize their own search? Well, at this point, JSO is not really asking for that, but if you are a member of the public and deeply concerned about him, what they want you to do is really just kind of go over your own property and think about locations, a swimming pool, under a car, a shed, a garage, anywhere on your property where a scared little toddler might hide. Again, JSO putting all resources possible into this search in all levels. Reporting on the South Side, Jacob Long, First Coast News, NBC 12, ABC 25.
Thank you so much. And in just a few minutes, we'll have a live report from an area Walmart where a search is indeed underway. So William Ebron Jr., he is the boyfriend of Lonzie's mother. He's also the toddler's caregiver, and he was there with the child when he was reported missing. Now, the man appeared in court this afternoon. Ebron is charged with 2 counts of felony child neglect. Bond for the 32-year-old was set at $100,006, just over $50,000 for each charge. If he is able to bond out, he's been ordered to wear a GPS monitor and a drug patch and not have any contact with any family members of the alleged victims. As we've said, detectives believe Ebron is lying about Lonzie's disappearance. Yesterday, JSO detectives asked the state attorney's office to revoke Ebron's bond, according to documents filed in Baker County. Ebron also has a violent history, according to records obtained by First Coast News, including a domestic battery conviction and several injunctions for stalking and battery. Now, there is a connection between this missing boy, Lonzie, and a little girl who disappeared in 2009. I have confirmed with family members that Lonzie and Haley Cummings are distant cousins. Haley's great-grandmother on her father's side told me that the family relation exists on Haley's mother's side of the family. Now, Haley Cummings disappeared from her Putnam County home in 2009 in the middle of the night. A massive search took place for her, and her story made national headlines. Haley is still missing. Her great-grandmother says she just feels so badly for Lonzie's family.
We pray for them, understand exactly how they feel, and to realize that now not only is Haley missing, but so is her cousin. I don't even know words for it.
Haley's great-grandmother says she does not know if there is really any connection between the two cases. I covered Haley's story since she first disappeared, and I'll have more for you tonight on that unusual connection between 2 missing children on the First Coast. Well, in addition to checking around their own property, JSO Chief of Investigations Tom Hackney is asking for another type of assistance in locating Lonzie.
As it stands now, if somebody happens to know Mr. Ebron, I feel like he may have had some conversations with friends that could lead us there. Our efforts and goals, and the efforts and goals of the public, should be to recover Lonzie alive.
Above all, First Coast News, police, really everyone is just so concerned about Lonzie's safety. JSO wants you to know that there are safe places to leave a child at any fire station or hospital. And again, we cannot say it enough. Hashtag find Lonzie if you use Twitter. Share it, tell your friends to share it until we get this little boy home. And if you see anything, please call 911. So on air, online, on social media, stay with First Coast News and firstcoastnews.com for any updates on this situation. We are working around the clock. A man opens door and fires on an FHP trooper, shutting down an interstate for hours. The latest on the tense situation. And memorials in honor of the 2 women killed and 9 people injured in a shooting rampage at a theater as investigators search for the reason behind the attack.
Now, is that what we're doing?
Mic check, mic check. Hey, was that good? Hey, Erica. Are you playing any video from earlier today? Okay, so I can, once he pans away, your guys are gonna take some form of video from earlier today? Can I make a note, because I'm going to talk about at the beginning that they've targeted several areas throughout, including this one right here, off the Phillips Highway exit. So I want to make sure that, it's still on me while I'm saying that and not, like upon somewhere else.
Continuing coverage for you tonight on the search for 21-month-old Lonzie Barton, reported missing early this morning. We want to check in right now with Hani Rodriguez to continue our team coverage. Hani?
Hey, police have been searching continuously for Lonzie Barton. Of course, they've been at several locations, including this retention pond right here behind me. We're off the Phillips Highway exit. Divers in the water searching every inch, looking for any clues that could bring them just a little closer to finding this little boy who has been missing for now over 36 hours. Officers tell me that this is just one of hundreds of tips that they've received on where to look for him. Of course, if you have any information, you are asked to call the police immediately. We will try to update you, of course, on Facebook, on our website, and on Twitter. Live in Jacksonville, I'm Hani Rodriguez, First Coast News, NBC 12, ABC 25.
Hani, thank you. And again, the little boy has been missing since yesterday. Well, in other news, a man is dead after opening fire on a Florida Highway Patrol trooper on I-75 this morning. That's according to Alachua County officials. Sheriff's deputies say a trooper was reportedly helping a disabled car on the side of the interstate when a man shot at him and then ran into the woods. Now, the trooper was not hurt, but officials would not go into detail about the circumstances surrounding the man's death. But the Alachua County Sheriff says The suspect threatened officers and fired on officers first. Family and friends are saying their goodbyes to Sandra Bland today at her funeral near Chicago. Bland was found dead in her Texas jail cell 3 days after being arrested during a traffic stop. Her family is questioning an autopsy report released Friday that found Bland used a plastic trash bag to hang herself. They say she was so excited about starting a new job in Texas that she would not have taken her own life. The memorials and mourning continues across southwest Louisiana this afternoon after 2 people were killed, 9 wounded in an attack at a movie theater. Police continue to search for evidence and a motive, and tonight seems to be focused on journals and internet posts from the alleged gunman. Jay Gray has the latest here.
It's broken our hearts.
We cannot let the evil win.
11 times a bell sounded in Lafayette today. Once for each of the victims wounded or killed during an ambush at the Grand Theater on Thursday.
It was very touching to see so many people come by to stop and pray and reflect and hug one another and share their hearts. That's what helps us get through these types of things.
A community struggling in the face of the tragedy as police and federal agents try to piece together how and why it happened.
I don't know that we'll know 100% for sure what was his reasonings behind this.
Police continue to interview witnesses and the wounded and are also now focused on journals and online posts from John Russell Hauser, the man investigators say opened fire in the crowded theater before turning the gun on himself.
Our intelligence section is still analyzing a lot of that, as well as cell phone records, things of that nature.
In a community still grieving. Jay Gray, First Coast News, NBC 12, ABC 25.
All right, well, back here on the First Coast, I was thinking that it just felt really hot out today, and then Mike told me, hey, it's one of the coolest days we've had in a while.
Yeah, the forecast. Yeah, last night we said it would be the coolest day of the month, and here's the proof. Let's go. We got this fresh northeast wind, Jessica. Well, it's July, so when we cool off this time of year, it can still feel hot in the sunshine, but there it is, 87 degrees, forecast on target. All right, 88 for Brunswick, beautiful once again. There was a 90, but we didn't see much of this activity. 92 officially in Orange Park, but they're not complaining. Big night tonight, not for thunderstorms for once. Check out your Doppler radar here in Duval, giving the all clear. In fact, a lot of folks coming down we got the Suns, we've got the Sharks, we've got a concert at Metro, and no rain to worry about for once. In fact, all of the showers, believe it or not, are hundreds of miles away. Most of the showers now moving toward the Gulf Coast and away from the area with all of the lightning. That's the first time I've said that in a few weeks this time of night. Now, as we expand the picture, we still have to keep an eye on things. We've got a very stormy front not far from home draped across central Florida, more showers off to the Atlantic. So what's causing this cool down and drier weather? A cold front. Usually this time of year, you find these things well to the north of us. They tap Gulf moisture, and it's just a deluge. Not so in this case. In fact, for the rest of the weekend, this front will settle farther south, keeping us in the dry air. But what we need to watch this time of year when these fronts stall out, you could have tropical development. So over the next 5 days, yes, the Hurricane Center has highlighted our area. We got to watch this area carefully, especially just to the northeast of Jacksonville for maybe some slow development. Okay, that's days away. So for the second part of our weekend, thumbs up. I hope you like today, because tomorrow, very much like today, we can see a few quick splash and dash showers. We call an isolated shower on radar, mainly in the morning, early afternoon, then that would quickly work west. But the big picture shows us where the rain's going to be along that front I showed you. Stationary front to the south. So if you're traveling toward Tampa, Central Florida, probably not the best days for that. If you're going to the beach, though, keep in mind that northeast wind that's cooling us off and keeping us drier. We will see some increasing rip currents as that starts to pile up more water. So keep that in mind. And if you're boating, exercise a little more caution out there. We're going to see those seas come up as well. East-northeast winds 10 to 15. Surfers loving that 2 to 4 foot surf. Again, just be careful of the rip currents. Next 3 days, we're going to keep this drier, cooler pattern going Sunday, Monday, and Tuesday. Now, it is late July, doesn't last that long, and here we go. We do have some changes. So tomorrow, heading out toward UNF for the USA Track and Field Masters Championship, still looking good and dry. But notice what happens as we head through the week, increasing showers and storms, especially by late week. Temperatures back in the 90s, and of course watching the tropics. Jessica?
All right, Mike, thank you so much. It is day 3 of the USA Track and Field Masters National Championships at UNF. Oh, a 98-year-old runner is bringing a new life to the term Forever Young. That's next in sports. And let's look again at the little boy's picture. Lonzy Barton, he is missing. He's 2.5 feet tall, 20 pounds, last seen wearing a diaper please, if you know anything, call police and share this picture using the hashtag #FindLonzie.
Indianapolis Speedway still searching for the elusive Brickyard 400 win. How much time? I have 3 minutes. Kill socially acceptable. No. I mean, I'm not. Yeah, kill socially acceptable and then seriously. I'm sorry. 30. Hey there, folks. The winningest team owner in the history of the Indianapolis Motor Speedway is still searching for that elusive Brickyard 400 win. Team owner Roger Penske has visited victory lane 16 times at Indy, but tomorrow's race represents a rare opportunity for Penske to not only win the Brickyard 400 for the first time, but also accomplish the motorsport's Triple Crown. Penske driver Joey Logano is well aware of what's at stake.
We really want to win this race. This is the one on his bucket list that he ain't gotten yet, and we talk about it a lot. And you know, it'd be very special to you know, give him a Brickyard 400 along with the Indy 500 that he won earlier this year up here, along with the Daytona 500 we won earlier too. So this could be quite the trifecta.
It was qualifying day for the Brickyard 400. Joey Logano looking to steal first from Carl Edwards. He looks like he may have a chance on the front stretch, but it won't be enough. Logano settles for second. Edwards wins pole position for the Brickyard 400, which starts tomorrow at 3:30. When the Jacksonville Sharks take on the Tampa Bay Storm tonight at 7 p.m. at Seabest Field, they will have a special guest in attendance. First-year commissioner of the Arena Football League, Scott Butera, is in town, and he's looking forward to watching his first Sharks game in the Shark Tank.
Jacksonville always has a tremendous crowd. You know, the place is usually pretty well sold out. The fans are rowdy. They just sit on their seats like duds. You know, they're up waving their banners and cheering for the Sharks. Tonight, the team actually has a chance to make the playoffs, which will be very exciting for people. So I'm expecting to have a lot of fun tonight.
If you think you're too old to run, well, think again. At the USA Track and Field Masters Championships today, a 98-year-old competed in the 100-meter dash. Now, 87-year-old Edward Cox crossed the finish line in record time of 16.87 seconds. But the story of the day was champion Goldie, who was 98 years old. He finished the 100-meter dash in 31.83 seconds and was met after the race with his hat and his walkers coming up right there. In addition to the 100, Goldie will compete in the discus, shot put, javelin, and weight throw this weekend. That's 5 events in case you were counting. I asked champion Goldie, what is the secret?
I've been a minister in the Methodist Church for 72 years, so the good Lord always helps me on carrying on doing the right thing, and staying happy because you're positive about things. You go for it, do the best you can.
Hashtag Team Sideline City to student athlete held a free youth football camp at William Sheffield Park last night, and the most valuable player earned his official camp t-shirt. Thanks All Sports High for sharing this photo on Instagram using the hashtag Team Sideline. More than 20,000 votes have been casted on our Ultimate Game Day Experience poll. We would take the web right here. But listen, if you haven't voted, get to the sports section of firstcoastnews.com and vote, vote, vote so that we can bring our Sideline 2015 preseason kickoff show to your school. That's it for sports. We'll be right back.
That's okay. Thank you very much. We're just loving that 98-year-old runner.
We're inspired.
That's
yes.
the favorite story of the day, man.
Okay.
Okay, so look at the weather, which I hear is cooler.
That's right. It is. Look at that. Mid to upper 80s tomorrow. We'll just watch out for isolated showers, and we'll keep this stormy, real hot weather away until later in the week.
Okay. Cooler if you say so. I think it still feels hot out there. All right. Well, thank you so much for joining us. Remember, the news continues on firstcoastnews.com. We are monitoring the story about the missing boy. More at 11. Good night.